The UFC does attract some beautiful strikers, but every once in a while, not each day mind you, we get someone like Adesanya, or as he's better known, the last stylebender. The former UFC middleweight champ's name has become synonymous with style itself. That's one way to know that you finally made it. His nickname is effortlessly stylish. You don't feel a brutal knockout coming from him, but he still manages to draw circles around his opponent that no one else could. The 33-year-old's flashy style wasn't all flash and no substance either. That gimmick wouldn't have lasted even 10 fights, much less the 80 kickboxing matches that the stylebender's gone through. Each time I see him on screen, I'm ready to be swept off my feet and have my breath knocked out before the bell's even rung. Israel Adesanya is gracious, and that's the jewel in his crown that complements the shining career of the superstar. I agree that this isn't the type of talk you expect from a video on a martial arts fighter, of all things, but Adesanya legit paved his own way. He was comfortable with himself as the champion he was, being the #1 glory middleweight challenger. This is where the multi-talented fighter's done the UFC a great favor. The competition may have grown more mainstream than ever before, but some, including myself, grew up with martial arts being completely macho, practical, no joke, in short, absolutely fierce. Somehow, Adesanya missed that memo. He came in with flair that put the arts in martial arts and gave heart to a new generation of fighters. You were watching a fighter full of confidence and spiking up the crowd's energy, all while maintaining a 23-2 record. Adesanya has always done double duty that way.
And Wilkinson wants to do a beautiful job with the roll.
His big entrance and ring walk are showmanship personified. On the back of his performance outside the cage, he made sure to bring some razzle and dazzle to the match too. Maybe the 33-year-old's winning strategy was to just keep cool. His recent loss to Pereira may have cooled out by now, but his greatest hits will never go out. They're seared into UFC history. The former middleweight champ carries his confidence to the ring, allowing him to follow the most difficult rule ever, just being yourself. In Adesanya terms, that means to play to his strengths and shake off his loss, all while having fun. It definitely doesn't mean landing wild punches, floppy kicks, or anything that's not poetically precise and scientifically spot on. His confident leg swings and fluid defense game are even more impressive considering the stylebender stands pretty tall, 6 feet 4 inches tall, yet he'll move like a curious boy, flexing and discovering newer fight combinations and coming up with an innocent charm that's hard to replicate. Not that Adesanya would ever be put off by that. He's cultivated himself through all sorts of sources, drawing inspiration from fighters, pop culture, and hip-hop. Honestly, all this multitasking might be the secret to Izzy's success. From credible reports, which is actually Izzy's own YouTube channel, I learned that his Tekken moves literally come from video games and anime itself. For example, those groovy combos he throws in the cage, inspired by a 2005 documentary on hip-hop. Similarly, he incorporates many elements of dance into his fight routine, an unpredictable hybrid in the macho world of MMA, but one that Adesanya seamlessly embodies. Not only does that speak volumes about Izzy, but it also widens the scope of the game.
So much. Ooh. And then he's out. And then he's going to go to the leg again.
You see, the stylebender doesn't leave any stone unturned in his quest for champion's gold. Plus, to him, being a champion means learning from everyone and everything. True to his words, the unique fighter dived right into the cage after only 6 weeks into his MMA training. The Kiwi bet on himself, and it paid off dramatically. But he's always betting on himself, doing what he likes and what feels right to him. Thanks to Adesanya's creative training process, MMA's opened up for a lot of newer, younger generations. That would make Adesanya UFC's millennial poster child. Though the fighter's 33 years old, his trending fashion sense, or shall I say style bending, became a real hit with younger fans of MMA, as well as audiences with an eye for talent. His spontaneous moves and tactical striking, with just the right dose of charisma, have struck the right balance between meek and arrogant. Not only does this help him perform to the best of his abilities, it also endears him to a new generation generation of players eager to break the stereotypes of what a fighter should be. Izzy's answer: he should be himself, first and foremost. The number 5 pound-for-pound champ knows how youth thinks and what a crucial time being a teenager is. His first brush with destiny came young, too, when he was just 18. Like each of his matches since, it was a scene right out of a movie. A young boy discovers his talent after watching Ong Bak, a cult Thai film about the sport. Through a series of coincidences, the boy grows up, gets a Muay Thai coach, and turns out to be a prodigy. Happy ending? Not for the boy. Far from it, in fact. He just takes off from there, roundhouse kicking his way to a kickboxing record. 75 wins, only 5 losses, plus a 23-2 record in MMA. It also confirmed one thing: there was a new kid around the block, and he was ready to take his place at the table. This made Izzy into a symbol of what he calls flow, creativity, and open-mindedness. He missed one consistent feature of his career, though: Alex Pereira. In fact, the Brazilian's history with the Kiwi made UFC history. One of Izzy's most impressive traits is his ability to give it his all. Though from the outside, you may expect him to be a groovy, stylish gentleman, but as his arch-enemy Poatan found out, his striking's as focused as his willpower. It also went the other way around, with Poatan being unable to shake the stylebender either. This has put them against each other and given Izzy 3 losses in total. The rivalry tells quite a story, spanning 2016 to present day, and still showing no signs of disappearing. Each time they've caught up for a match, Izzy's natural calm was challenged somewhat, and his spotless pro record faced a little turbulence. It's as if both are continuously pushing each other to be better, holding each other to routine tests. The Nigerian-born fighter dropped a win in his first match against Poatan. This was back in 2016. These days, though, it's the Garden takedown that's still fresh on the fans' minds, where at UFC 281, Alex Pereira won the UFC middleweight championship over Izzy. It showed just how far both fight partners and middleweight champions had come since they first fought together. As for the former champ, he showed a refreshing attitude, expressing gratitude for being knocked out. I thought I was the only one who felt really alive watching it, but you wouldn't imagine the losing fighter also feeling truly grateful. There's nothing to lose after, well, a loss. Technically, you can only go up from there. For Israel, taking things in stride was really a way of life. One of the reasons he's not a star, but a superstar, is that he hasn't let it get to his head. This may have made his opponents into some of his biggest fans. After all, the love is real between Izzy and his peers, even though he's faced criticism for his risk-averse fighting style, one that's at odds with the armbar finishes of Rousey or the single-punch KOs of McGregor. Adesanya's fight partners know what he's all about.
With the strikes, that hurt him.
Not sure how much more Wilkinson can take. Adesanya to the knee, now back to the hand.
His attention and personal investment in his friend's well-being took a tragic turn with the death of his friend and training partner, Fove. Not only did he commemorate his colleague, but he also penned a moving tribute. Now, as he looks forward to a match against Marvin Vettori at UFC 263, he's got only his own standards to fulfill and expectations to meet. Needless to say, it's champion-level stuff.